about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with a fun rebuttal vlog. So our friend HEA Booktubes, or Heather, or as we're calling her, HEA, did a whole thing where she roasted her friends and judged our reading taste. So we decided as a group to do the same to her. And we all read a selection of books. The entire rule of the readathon for this group was to read books Heather liked or DNF'd, take your pick, and compare and contrast how you feel about them. So I read a total of 4 books for this, and I'm gonna tell you those books right now, and then we'll cut to me in the vlog portion of this. So the first book, the 4 books I opted to read were 2 5 stars and 2 DNFs, so 4 books. I felt like that was the easiest balance, and I didn't quite have enough time to do 6, so here we are. The 4 books were Chastely, Bitten by Lexi C. Foss, Sweethand by N.G. Peltier, Evil Twin by Katie Wilde, and Stolen by the Wolves by Lix Robinson. So Sweethand and Stolen by the Wolves were DNFs by Heather, and the other 2 were 5 stars. Let's cut to me actually reading these books and telling you how I feel about them. So I am 40% through Chastely Bitten right now, and I should be done with it a little bit later today, luckily. But I'm liking it, but I think it's interesting that it's a 5 star for Heather, because I do feel like currently this main character is very like, it's not that she's not consenting, it's just like she's been trained to be a prisoner basically, and though we get her POV and she's like not into it, it still feels weird because it feels like she's only doing it because she was trained to. So I'm curious to see where that goes, but this is a really interesting setup for the world. So there are pureblood humans who are like basically bought by vampires that are virgins, and they are used to feed, and usually they're like fed on and then thrown back into the society and used like to breed more of their blood type. I'm very curious so far. I'm enjoying the world building. It's pretty like steamy. Like there's not been a lot of like them going full at it, but there's been like a lot of steamy buildup so far, and I'm liking it. I'm very intrigued by the story, so we'll see. This is the first one I'm gonna finish for this vlog though. Yeah, it's not been too bad. Not too bad at all. And yeah, I'm having a good time with it for the most part, and I'm mad at myself that I've taken this long to read Lexi C. Foss, because I know that like a ton of people I know love her, and for whatever reason I just hadn't read her yet, and now I'm like, damn, I think I've been missing out a little bit. So very excited to finish this and then probably read more from this author / read further into this series. Especially if there's books about his friends, because they have intrigued me a lot as well. But yeah, I don't hate Juliet as a heroine. She's just very meek for me, and current feelings are like, this is a solid 3.5 4 star read so far. Could it end up higher? Yeah. Could it end up lower? Yeah, it really could. We're kind of right in the middle right now, so we'll see. So I just finished Chastely Bitten by Lexi C. Foss. This is a darker paranormal romance. I give it 4 stars. It's maybe a 3.5, honestly. Listen, so Heather talks about how much she loves having like the female point of view to know that they're into it, but like I didn't feel like we got enough of our heroine Juliet being interested in our hero. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but it was not like as good as I anticipated it to be. But at the same time, it was good enough that I am definitely planning to at some point continue the series. But I do think this was a nice, like, different kind of paranormal. So that was enjoyable. And, you know, it's fine. Like, it was good. It was good. If the plot interests you, I think you'll like it. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking, but I do really like Darius. He was a great hero, very interesting, and I'm very curious to see about book 2. Like, I'm more curious about the rest of the group than I am about this couple. So that's where we're at, 4-star. So far, solid pick. Heather did give this a 5-star. It is one of her favorites. She literally has it on like a favorite alpha shelf. So, you know, that's a thing. And yeah, I'm gonna go read something else off my list, and I will update you when I get a little further, and I probably will not be in makeup still because I literally just filmed a video and was like, oh, I just finished this, I can update you looking decent. But get ready for me to look a mess most of this video. Hi, I have book updates. So today I continue to not listen to audiobooks. I don't know what is going on. But I did start a new ebook, and I did start a new audiobook. I just didn't get very far. So first up, I'm reading Evil Twin by Katie Wilde. I am 26% through this. Angus is crying at the end of the bed because he is struggle busing to get up here to get in bed with me tonight. Oh, okay. Do you want me to pick you up? Okay, I'm gonna go pick him up. I'll be right back. Basically, I started Evil Twin by Katie Wilde, and I totally see why Heather likes this. I'm really enjoying it. It does have my least favorite thing, which is like the bloody virginity sheets to like prove that they were a virgin and they were good. And I have big issues with morality around virginity and that whole situation. Probably not a surprising thing if you've watched my channel at all. But at the same time, this is like a fantasy book, so it's kind of fine. So I like semi-expect it. Bigger issue with it obviously in contemporaries, but it's fine. And the cat is about to launch herself. Oh, there she comes. So yeah, not bad so far. I'm really, really liking it. I'm liking the twist. It did open like the first 20% basically, not quite the full 20, but a good portion is them boning. And then we have some really interesting reveals, which is why I think I'm gonna finish it tonight in bed. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully in the morning I'll have a solid opinion around this book. I'm also reading Sweethand by N.G. Peltier. I think that's how you say their last name. And I'm 11% in. I'm already really intrigued by this enemies to lovers situation. It's very interesting so far. Sorry if you could hear him licking his foot because that's what he was doing. Anyways, really, really intrigued by the situation so far in this one. Curious to see where it goes. And yeah, I'm enjoying it overall. So there's that. But unlike Heather, I do like a baker in my books. And I do enjoy more traditionally published romance than Heather does. So I have a feeling I'm gonna like Sweethand. And I think it's interesting, obviously, reading some of her DNFs and her 5 stars. So we've got, well, this will be her second 5-star is the Katie Wilde Evil Twin books. And then, oh my gosh, okay, hi, this is, hi. And then the Evil Twin is, so those 2 are 5 stars, and she did DNF Sweethand because we all know Heather has bad taste. It's fine. But yeah, I'll update you in the morning or maybe later tonight, but probably the morning because current status is this. And he's pawing me to get pets, so I'm gonna pet him and read on my Kindle. I'll talk to y'all soon. Hello. So I just finished Sweethand by N.G. Peltier, I think. Yeah. Anyways, this one of my favorite illustrated covers of the year. Again, if I have to get illustrated covers, I want like this and just that style. You know what I mean? Where like they have faces and they're fully illustrated. But I loved it. Solid 4.5. I do not know why Heather DNF'd this book. I know she said it was slow, I think, in a vlog at one point. Of course, my cat chooses right now to play. But honestly, like, it was really cute. I loved the audio. I had an audio copy from Libro FM from their ALC program, where I get free audio arcs. And I really liked it. Like, I just had a fun time with it overall. Like, it was cute. It was fun. I really liked her main character. The third act breakup kind of worked for me in a way because it made sense. I understood why our hero was keeping some things from her and what, like, how it played out.
I really liked how it was forced proximity through a wedding because their friends were getting married and they were the maid of honor and the best man. So like I always like that kind of forced proximity because like they have time together, like structured time, they're stuck together, but then they also have time apart and like the right balance for me. And their enemies to lovers status made sense for the most part. I mean, was it a little silly? Yes, of course it's always a little silly, but it worked for me and I had a fun time. I enjoyed this. It made me want baked goods desperately. And yeah, it just honestly like delightful, like a 4.5. Not quite a 5-star. I had, like I said, a couple little plotting quibble things, nothing huge. But if it's piqued your interest, I would definitely say pick it up. And it had the right amount of sex for me personally. For a traditionally published book, it wasn't like Tessa Bailey level, right? But it was nice. Like it felt right. It was good. You know, it was enjoyable to listen to. It was fun to read, but it wasn't like so much that it was pure smut, and it wasn't like there's nothing happening in this and you're making me wait forever for anything to happen. Like it had just the right mix. So really, really liked Sweethand. Totally here for all my friends that loved it. I agree with them. And yeah, it just was a really fun time. So there's that. And I'm gonna go finish Evil Twin hopefully. So that'll be 3 books read. And we'll see if I can at least squeeze 1 more in to this before I need to get this video up.
Hello. I finished Evil Twin. Loved it. We're getting ready to go make dinner. Absolutely loved it. Great book. Absolutely freaking delightful read. 5 stars. Maybe a 4.5. But I really, really, really liked it. So we're not gonna worry about too much. But yeah, I enjoyed that book immensely. It was such a fun time. The plot line of that story is that I'm gonna turn on a light for y'all in a minute. Sorry, it's so dark. Is that there's 2 twin family members. So the princess has a twin and the king has a twin, and he's betrothed to Sapphira Thomas, the king, and his brother Bane, who is like the revealed, like the worshipped warrior of the village, right? He decides to go trick Sapphira into hooking up with him, but it turns out it's Sapphira's evil twin. And he's the evil twin as well because his mother told him not to kill his brother. And we follow their relationship when they get found out and them like finding to trust each other. And there's just like a really great discussion about like what is kindness and what is it to be kind, and does kindness equal being nice, etc. And I really, really liked it. Our heroine Echo is such a great character, and Bane, our hero, was just absolutely delightful. I totally see why this is 5 stars for Heather, and I agree, it is definitely up there. It's probably 5 stars for me. I'm still not 100% sure, but it was so good. Delightful. And the other book I decided to do for this video, because I'm running out of time and audio options are limited, I'm decided that I'm going to finish a DNF from Heather, which is Stolen by the Wolves by Lix Robinson. She DNF'd this pretty early on and I'm already like 60% through it, so I just keep putting it down for other books. So I'm reading it now. I will hopefully finish it up tonight and I will let you know what I think, and then we'll wrap up this vlog. So that's exciting. But as far as plot goes on Stolen by the Wolves, this is an Omegaverse of Vikings retelling. This is fantasy heavy. I would say it definitely leans more on fantasy than romance right now, and that's why it's taken me so long to read it, but I'm really, really liking it so far. And I think that it's just been a fun read for the most part. It's just so fantasy heavy that it's just not my like go-to grab right now, because it's just not what I'm interested in. But yeah, that's what's going on now. I'm gonna go make dinner and I'll show you some of that. I'm gonna make a brown butter sage sauce to go on some butternut squash ravioli I have. So let's go make dinner. It's bedtime, past bedtime, but I finished Stolen by the Wolves, and I wanted to update you now before I forgot anything. Okay, so it did take me an eternity to read this, but I'm gonna cheat and count it for this Heather vlog because it's a book that she also wanted to read and then DNF'd, and it is the slowest build. So I would recommend, if you're interested in this and like you want an Omegaverse fantasy book, go in with the expectation that book 1 is literally like world building. There is some great, like one great sex scene and like a moment where he like helps her get off, and that's it. And that's fine. Like, I'm not against this at all. Like, don't take that as like I'm like there's not enough sex, because it's fine. But I don't think I expected it to be as heavily fantasy as it was, and that's on me. That is fully on me. I did not read reviews. One of y'all mentioned it and I said, excuse me, I need the title, and I dove in without doing any investigation. And I still would have read it, so it doesn't even matter. Like, I still would have read it because Omegaverse Viking was just too intriguing for me to say no to. But yeah, so just be ready for that. It is definitely heavy fantasy, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked the ending. It's only 366 pages, and honestly, if I hadn't started it during my book slump, I probably would have finished it a lot faster as well. We've talked about that previously. We don't need to get into it again. But I'm in like a weird, I'm reading, but I'm like in a slump where I'm not loving what I'm reading. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 3rd book to drop, and then I will probably read both book 2 and 3 like back to back and finish the series, because I do want to know what happens. Like, I'm really curious. The way book 1 ended, it's not a cliffhanger, but I'm like, where are we going? Because he basically prevents her having to be married to this really shitty person, and I loved that for her. It was really interesting. Like I said, I'm ready for more Omegaverse-ness in it, but I did like, so one of the cool things about this is that the Omegaverse, like it's always kind of part of their like culture of the community, but it's kind of like showing how different cultures have handled it. So like the Vikings embrace it and they teach the men how to control themselves, and then where our heroine Tamsin comes from, they don't teach them anything, and they like sacrifice the men if they can't control themselves, which I find really interesting. Angus is now moving around the bed. We might have a spot. He might come here in a minute. We'll see. And yeah, he sleeps in bed with me now because he's 11, and that is the only way I can get a full night's sleep. It's great. Love it here. Said I'd never be a dog bed person, but here I am, eating my own words. All right, so it's the end of the vlog. I updated you last night before I fell asleep, and yeah, do I trust Heather's reading taste? No, I still don't. I think that she DNFs much quicker than I do, and I definitely have a lot more tolerance for things than she does, which is interesting. Very interesting. I still don't know why she DNF'd Sweethand. It was a really fun book. Like, it was very fun. And honestly, the same, like Stolen by the Wolves, I totally know why she DNF'd, right? Like, it's so slow. I still liked it, but like book 1 literally ends with a semi-cliffhanger situation. And I mean, not semi, it is a cliffhanger, and like we're barely getting the couple together. So like, I know why she DNF'd this, and I feel like she actually probably could, I mean, I haven't read it yet, but she could dive into book 2 if I gave her like a summary, and probably enjoy that more. I think I'm excited for book 2, so we'll see. But I do think Heather is too fast to DNF, and I mean, I know I got ranked well in that video, but I completely disagree with how she ranked everyone else, because I, unlike Heather, listen to the key points someone is saying about a book to decide if I want to read it. And I feel like Heather just says, oh, you gave that a 5-star, I gave it a DNF. So Heather has bad taste either way. I mean, it was kind of a wash, you know. One of her 5 stars was a 5-star for me, one of them was a 4-star, which is by no means bad. And then the 2 DNFs were a 4.5 and a 3.5 stars. So like, who's right or wrong? Thanks y'all so much for hanging out. There will be links to everyone else who posted a video down there in that description box today. Yeah, and this was so fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this is a little bit of a weird vlog probably, but I think it was fun. I think we all had a lot of fun collabing on this. But yeah, make sure you go check out the other vlogs for this, and I will see y'all in just a few days in my next video. Oh, I didn't give you emoji. So if you made it this far, tell me what book you've read that Heather recommended you. or that you think I should check out after these ones that I read. Or drop a, what is a Heather emoji? Drop a side-eye emoji for me in the comments, because this whole thing is very petty and I love it. And as a note, by the way, if you didn't know, we're all very good friends with Heather who did this. Like, it was, she knew it was coming. We're all good friends. Like, none of this is mean-spirited. This is all just in good fun and us just kind of roasting Heather back a little bit. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I will have links to all those books in the description box, as well as links to be my friend on the internet, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited.